Hello, boys. This is White Pill Media. What are you doing here, man? It's Friday night. Like, don't you have a hot date or going out with the friends? Something? It's Friday night. All right. Well, I guess if you got nothing better to do, come in. Sit down and
Beef Baroni's fun to eat.
Beef Baroni's really neat.
Beef Baroni's quite a treat. Hooray!
Yippee! For Beef
Baroni.
Baroni!
I can't take it anymore.
grab a drink. It's on me. Actually, take two. I insist.
Here's to new friends and good fortune. Cheers! Sorry, guys.
So, today we are doing an overview of the 2011 show of Hunter x Hunter, all 148 episodes, and the two very bad movies, Phantom Rogue and Last Mission. Also, I'm going to cover some of the manga stuff. I'll say this at the start, I liked some of it, but I have a lot of complaints. I'm not going to cover each episode, that would take forever, and I'm just going to go over like stuff I had notes on. By sitting down and watching this, I'll assume you're all familiar with the series, so I'm going to barrel ahead and I'm not going to explain every little thing. This is going to be low quality video by low quality person. We're going to try to have some clips in here. Sometimes like YouTube will flag it and block it if there are too many clips, so we'll play around with that, but hopefully there are some clips of the show in there. Shonen is not really my thing, but I had heard that this had one of like the greatest arcs in anime, and like I know a lot of like the anime hype is bullshit for like literally almost everything. Almost everything is fucking overhyped to hell, and stuff is usually just like okay to fine. But I wanted to see it myself, of course, and I was correct. The weebs did overhype it, but there were a lot of characters I liked and like moments in the show I did care for. So we're just gonna talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. First arc, we got like the Hunter exam stuff, and like this is fine. We got Gon, we got Kurapika, we got Leorio. He's the best. I love Leorio. I love Tonpa. We also have Kilo here.
For the money. Huh? Money can buy everything you've ever wanted. A big mansion, a cool car, and top shelf booze.
If only you could buy class as well, Leorio. I said take it back.
It's Mr. Leorio.
And like I think I would have liked the show maybe a bit more if I was younger when I saw it for the first time, because like the boys are like 12 and you're like if you were like a 12-year-old boy, you're like, whoa, this is awesome. But me, I'm like Leorio's age, around there. He's just like this wagey cock guy. He drives his little car into work. He's got to fill out tax returns and all that stuff. It sucks. But like I identify, I guess, more with Leorio.
I am just a regular guy. I don't stand a chance. What the hell was I thinking?
But Tonpa is great. Him just with the juice, and like he's not much of a villain, but I really like him as a character. He's one of my favorites. I did look at the 1999 show, and the art style is like weird. I kind of like it. It's gritty and darker. It's kind of like grimy. I don't think I'll watch it right now because I just watched all this. But one thing about that is like I looked around. There's Tonpa. Tonpa looks interesting in the show. I don't hate his design. He does not give them juice in the 1999 show. That doesn't happen. It's complete bullshit. It doesn't fucking happen. So fuck the 1999 show. Anyways, like the Hunter exam stuff is like, it's fine. I thought some of the tower scene stuff was dumb. Like it wasn't a rule that they like couldn't go check the body to make sure that guy was actually dead or not. Like that was bullshit. Whatever. Also just like young boys beating the shit out of old men. Like again, I'm not like a 12, so that didn't exactly appeal to me. And like Kilo holding like the dude's heart out and making him look at it as he killed him, it's like, ooh, the edge. I didn't love that. However, I thought it was fine. I liked Leorio and like the one chick, and he like gambles it all away just to feel her up. And I'm like, for White Pill Media, if I was in that position and I would endanger everyone around me, I'd still probably do it. I would still probably do it, I'll be honest. But I did think going through that wall was like smart. Like that was cool. That was interesting. I didn't really love Hisoka, just like his introduction. Like, here's this creepy clown guy. Also, he just melts a dude's arm, like before the hunter exam like even begins. He just like vaporizes a dude's arm, and no one says or does anything. And I'm like, how is that legal? Like, how is that fair? That guy just melted his fucking arms, but whatever. And like Hisoka as well, it's just like he's a guy that like likes to fight strong people, okay? Also, he's like actually a pedophile. That's not an exaggeration. He is attracted to prepubescent boys. So he's a pedophile and he likes to fight strong people. And I'm like, he's not much of a villain or a character for me. So he just didn't seem like much of a character. And then like he's just still around in like the show and everything. He's just hanging on, and I don't think there's enough to like continue with him, but whatever. So like there's the exam and everything. That Illumi guy, like I kind of liked his reveal that he wasn't the pin guy. He was actually Killua's brother. That was kind of interesting. But Killua, I don't know if like Illumi just did something to him to make him snap, or what exactly happened. If it was brainwashing, I don't think the show really fully explained it, but he does just kill that dude. And we didn't know much about that guy. I don't know if maybe he got more development in the manga or the 1999 show, but like I still felt bad that he's just killed and then no one like gives a shit. Everyone's like, is Killua all right? And I'm like, okay, but here's this innocent old man that just got murdered. Like everyone just kind of like walks past it like it didn't really happen, but like the real exam hasn't happened, right? The real exam hasn't happened. Next, you know, all the boys, they're going to see Killua. Like it's everyone coming together to save it. Like I did enjoy the early stuff more because it's like it's the whole crew together, you know. I know Tompa's like a meme, but like I actually did like him. He was a lot of fun. But Leorio, Killua, Kurapika, Gon, like they're a nice crew. And in later arcs, they just really aren't together or anything. So this is like one of the last times that they're really together. So it was something. They're just killing time before they meet up. They get their aura unlocked in like less than 2 hours. And I'll level with you. I think this Nen stuff is really gay. Like super boring. And so much time is just wasted about them talking about their powers. And I'm doing this with my power, and then they're going to counter with that. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. As I said before, shonen is not really my thing. So, yeah, just I'll keep throwing that out there. This Nen stuff feels a lot like JoJo. And if you ask any JoJo fan, like literally ask any JoJo fan, they will fucking tell you Haman was the best. Like anything after part 2 is dog shit. Ask any JoJo fan. They fucking hate all the new stuff. They only like parts 1 and 2. But this also reminded me of like Mistborn. You know that like Brandon Sanderson guy? I only checked out like Mistborn from the stuff he's written. I really did not like that. I got like maybe 200 pages in and put that down. But the author just kept explaining over and over again like what this chick is doing like with her powers and shit. Like I get that she's like eating metal and crap and like doing magic from it, and like, oh, but by consuming this metal you're pushing and pulling and all this stuff. And I'm like, I really don't give a shit, dude. Just like fucking do the magic thing. Just really do it. I hate like magic systems, you know what I mean? Like I don't know, it just feels like weird and like very like boxed in, like you're trying to like explain it all. Just say like, I have this ability, whatever, like just do it. Don't just talk about it. So that's like Heaven's Arena. Wow, we're going through these arcs fast. I didn't have a lot of notes on these parts. And anyway, do you really want to watch like a 6-hour video where I cover every episode? No, you don't. That's why you're here. Phantom Troop. So it's Gon and Killua. It's kind of the Gon and Killua show. And that kind of sucks for me. But they listened to this recording from Gene, and he doesn't want to hear about his mom. And I kind of hated this just because, like, you don't know if Gene was going to say that, hey, your mom died during childbirth or whatever, like your mom's dead, but she really loved you and she wanted you to know that. You don't know that, right? So that felt like a little shitty to me, but whatever. And we get introduced to the Phantom Troop, and Kurapika is going to like defeat all these dudes because they killed the Kurta clan. And the troop had like pretty bad designs for me. They got the leader, Crollo. He mentions Judas and Jesus, which felt weird. I don't know if this was just a translation issue, but they're referencing stuff from like our world, you know, like our world, Judas and Jesus, which doesn't exist in like their world unless Jesus does. So that just felt really odd. But we got like the Naruto weeb guy. We got a boring nun. We got Mummy. We got Mophead. We got Gauges. We got John Wayne Gacy. We got Abigail Shapiro. We got the emo kid, Crollo. We got Naruto boy. We have, just Weeb Face. He sucks. We got the boss from Pokemon Coliseum who's got that Entei. We got the Russian tracksuit guy who also has a Cobra outfit, and I don't know why he has a Cobra outfit. I think his name is Sphinx, and he reminds me of Serpentor, and thinking of Serpentor makes me think of Cobra Commander, and it makes me think of that G.I. Joe movie where Cobra Commander gets like fucking destroyed.
No! No! Not the spores! I'm a citizen of Cobra Law! Not the spores! No!
I actually like Mochi's design and her powers. I think she's kind of a cool character, and that's not just a simp thing. She legitimately has like one of the better designs of the troop. The others kind of suck. So that's the troop, and Karapikai's like doing some like underground shit, like blah blah blah. He meets Melody. I fucking love Melody. She is great. She's just like nice and kind and good. And I really wish she had like more time, you know, because like I really liked her character, and I'm like, I really hope like she's okay and she like gets her body back and everything. We'll talk about like the manga stuff like at the end, but like I really liked Melody. She was cool. Also, one of the other like bodyguards she's working with, she like kisses people, and there's like the wow thing. Like people use this on Twitch, right? Like I never knew that before, but I guess it comes from here. So, like, the troop, they're going to, like, rob the mafia and everything. And this is kind of an issue where it feels like there's, like, fake stakes here. And the troop is really never in any danger. Because, like, Uvagin or whatever, he's like, if we rob the auction, we're going to make enemies out of everyone there. But, like, the mob is never a threat to them. They're never in any danger from anything that the mob throws against them. So it's just like, it doesn't matter if you make enemies of the entire like world mafia. It literally doesn't fucking matter because you destroy everyone they throw at you. Like it's not a big deal at all. I felt that the shadow beasts are beaten way too easily, and this power level shit like isn't great. Like you would think the most powerful criminal organization in the world would be able to like do better or have better goons. And I did like Porcupine. He's like, well, there's no way he can actually hit me, right? So I'm going to be okay. And then he fucking screams. But an issue is that the rest of the troop, they're just playing cards and they don't take the fight seriously. And because they don't take this fight seriously, I don't take it seriously either, right? So it's like, if the characters aren't invested, I'm not invested. If like characters aren't afraid, I'm not afraid. So it removes some like tension and whatever. And the troop just feels like really edgy and just kind of shitty, right? They're just like villains who just do a bunch of villainous shit, so it's hard to like give a fuck about them. Like they break into some dude's apartment and they just like kill him there. And it's not just like morally gray, they are just like evil people. Like it doesn't matter if maybe they donate some of their money to charity, like that doesn't fucking matter. But they had this like awful scene where like they're playing opera music when they attack the mafia. It's so cringe. And I don't think like the boxer guy, Mummy, the blonde kid, or Mophead didn't even like make the murder montage. Like no one really cares. In my notes, emo poetry boy is very gay, period. The 10 Dons are killed just like that, question mark. Aren't they supposed to be incredibly powerful? Mophead does speak after all, and he can make like fake items and stuff. So overall, like the Mafia, it was nothing. It was just kind of boring. Thought that Neon had this awful design in the show. She just looks like the most anime of all of the characters, if that makes sense. Like she just looks bad, just really generic. But yeah, like Kurapika, he had a good fight with Uvogin at least. Like that was cool. I don't know why he has to dress up like a girl to capture Krollo. Like, whatever. That it is what it is. But also in the New York new arc, you got fucking like Gon and Killua. They're running around for money, and Killua is dressed like a fucking streetwalker. Don't know like what the troop is, like why they do what they do, why they continue. They just steal things and kill a lot of people. It's never addressed in the show, so it's hard to be like that interested in them, especially when I don't love their designs. There's not too much to go on. And then we got the Abigail Shapiro character. She gives them her memories and it kills her. And Kurapika, like, you can't kill this guy who leads this murderous band who just do it because whatever. And like Hisoka, he doesn't fight Krollo because like Krollo can't use Nen anymore. And I'm like, that's the arc? Like, it wasn't much. Like, I was expecting a lot more from the Phantom Troop. Like, only Uvo and, like, the gun lady were killed. So, I thought it was going to be, like, Kurapika's, like, big arc. Where, like, not necessarily, like, the whole Phantom Troop dies, but, like, a good amount of them. Like, I don't know. I was expecting more, I guess. Greed Island. It's a video game world. I didn't really, like, care about any, like, the card shit or whatever. None of that, like, really interested me too much. I did enjoy Racer telling the Phantom Troop that they gotta fuck off right now. He just shows up on the beach like, get the fuck out of here before things get really nasty. And Killua, he like runs to go do like the hunter exam this year to become an official hunter. And it's in like the same location. And I thought like every year that it changed or something, but it's like it's in the same place. You know, it's like the same city. So that was weird to me. I thought it would like move around like the world, but I guess not or whatever. Tonpa did make an appearance in episode 66. It was unfortunate that Killua just beats everyone just like that, just snap your fingers and he beats everyone. But Tonpa, we did get this nice image of him sleeping like a little angel. But yeah, Leorio, Kurapika, they're nowhere to be found. And they're just running around. There's like these serial killer bomber guys. I thought they sucked as villains, just like really not interesting. But the other guys are trying to come up with a plan to like get all the cards and shit, you know, because like Gene set up the game or whatever the hell. In episode 67, so there's not like a lot of fan service in this show, but I did notice in episode 67 that this one chick who just appears in like this one episode, Asta, like her boobs bounce a lot. Like almost every time she talks, like her chest is moving. Why? Because like the show doesn't really do fan service, but like it's all right here. Oh, I did think that Biscuit was going to be something else. So years ago, I'd seen like a clip of this cat like girl chick like attacking Gon and Killua, and I had no idea what that was. And then since Biscuit had been following Gon and Killua around, I assumed that this was it. Like since she was kind of like stalking them at first, I'm like, oh, is this going to be like the cat chick? I'm wrong. We'll discuss that part later, but I was very wrong about that. So no, Biscuit's nice. We had in episode 68 Hisoka just staring at their asses, and I'm like, okay.
Hey, Hisoka! You walk in front!
Pirates just have to play along or they will go back to jail, I guess. They find out that the game is real, and I thought Razor was like the warden of the place, and he kind of is, but he's also like a criminal. He is there for like multiple counts of murder. I thought the dodgeball game was like, yeah, it was fine. Like it was interesting enough. I don't like Hisoka. I don't like that he's still in the show or whatever, but it seems like he's just going to be a mainstay. We did have this awful VA moment at the end of episode 69. No, run, you'll die. Very, very emotional. Incredibly emotional.
No, run! You'll die!
And there was this weird transition from the end of episode 2 to the start of episode 73. I don't know if this was like the pirate site I used, but like the end of episode 72, those one military guys, they go back to the real world, and then the bombers also follow them into the real world. But at the end of 73, the bombers are back in Greed Island, and the military guys then go back to Greed Island. I don't know what the hell happened here, or if this is just a weird transition thing. Whatever, I don't know. So they defeat the bombers, but they can't kill the bombers. This is so retarded. They say that it's not their place to judge. It's because we were all trying to play the game. This is fucking terrible. The bombers aren't interesting villains. It's like everyone's playing the game in their own way. It's like bullshit. Like everyone was running around and stealing each other's cards like it was a fucking Yu-Gi-Oh tourney and like maybe getting into a fist fight. It was fucking Yu-Gi-Oh, right? No one else was like trying to fucking murder each other and shit. Like, holy fuck. Like, these guys are, I don't know if I would say serial killers, but they're mass murderers at the very least. Like, they've killed so many innocent people, but hey, we can't judge these guys. Like, oh my God, fuck off. I hate the morality in this show. Like, it's like a Japanese thing, but it's awful. Like, it's why it's like, I really dislike a lot of like anime and like manga stuff, because it's just like crap like this, where it's like your villains are way too villainous. They cannot be redeemed. You know what I mean? Like, if they did like some fucked up shit, but they hadn't like killed a bunch of people, yeah, I guess you could redeem them. But like, hey, we've murdered like over 50 people or something. Like, yeah, fuck off. Yeah, I had some weird questions about the island. Like, is the entire island staffed by criminals, like those pirates? Like, or was it already populated and Jin just showed up one day and he took it over and they just like invaded the place? How do the cards work since it's all actually real? Like, none of this is like in a digital world. Is it like a bunch of fucking holograms, or the cards like made out of nen or something? I have no fucking clue. If it's not, and these people are like actual people and they're not just criminals being forced to play a part, like what do they think of like these tards running around like with cards and they shout at each other and shit? Like, what the fuck do they think? I have it in my notes that I missed Leorio, Kurapika, Melody, Tonpa. Like, yeah, it's just like another arc where it's like the crew isn't really together. Was Greed Island just built to train Gon? If so, that's kind of cool. That's interesting. But if these cards are just like linked and they're like holograms within Greed Island, then how do they work, back in the real world at all? I don't get that. It's not really about like the four anymore. It's really just like the Gon and Killua stuff. But I don't know. Like, I get Leorio, he's trying to work, go to school, get a job. And I get that, like I've worked at a pizzeria, and you boys, you can stop by any time. I'll give you a small cheese pizza on the house, some extra virgin olive oil if you want. We offer it hot and fresh and cold. Cold costs extra, but we do offer it. And I've done it before. Anyways, back to Hunter x Hunter. So, the Chimera Ant arc. This is the big one. This is what I heard was one of the greatest arcs in anime of all time. And it's the best. Did it live up to the hype? No, it didn't. I've grown to dislike most anime fans just because everything is overhyped. It's never like, this thing is pretty decent, go check it out, but it's not perfect. It's always, this is the greatest thing. This is the greatest thing ever. You have to watch it right now. And I'm like, oh, wow, it's really not that great. It's just like, it's okay. Or it's pretty decent, but there are a lot of problems with it. They teleport. They go meet Kite because Gene, he spelled his name weird. I won't do a thing with it. I think it'd be too easy for a joke, so we're just not going to do a joke. But they end up getting teleported to Kite, and Kite is actually a friend of Gene's, and he actually met Gon years ago on Whale Island. Apparently in the manga, in Chapter 1, and in the 1999 show, I have an image from the show. Kite was in both of those, like Chapter 1 and Episode 1 of 1999. I feel like he should have been in the 2011 show because he's just kind of like dropped in, you know what I mean? So I feel like he should have been there. But they're fighting these Chimera Ants, and the Chimera Ants eat people and they evolve and shit. And I thought the designs for the ants were kind of like meh, just like redone animal designs with like insectoid limbs. So those are a little disappointing, whatever. I did think the ants' point of view was kind of interesting with them like hunting humans and like learning and becoming individuals. I guess we're in like Cambodia at first, and then we're in like North Korea, good Korea later on. I like some of the ants. Like I like Peggy. I like Colt. The red turtle guy, he's fine. I don't really care about the rest of them, but like some of them aren't working together well. Individuality becomes a problem. So, like, the ants do have free will, and I'm going to talk about that more later on. Oh, question I had. Why did Kite make lucky slots? Like, even, like, Killua addresses it. Like, why would you design your Nen thing to be like that? And I think it's because it's supposed to be, like, a stand thing from JoJo. You know what I mean? Like, author really wanted it to be, like, a JoJo thing, but he couldn't just, like, copy stands directly. But it feels like he was just trying to create that with lucky slots, because it doesn't make sense that you would have it this be that way. Oh, so they're like killing ants and shit, and then Pito shows up and she like fucking bodies Kite, and like they do a weird thing where like in the show they call Pito a boy, but they're a girl, and in the manga they're also a girl. I don't know why the show like just does that sometimes. There's more parts, we'll get to that later, but I'm like, why does it do that? Some of my favorite fucking guys show up. We got Moral, we got Nove, we got Netero. It is so fucking cool. This is one of the best parts in the show where they're fighting the ants in the cube. Like they're using like the portal stuff, they're using the fog, and then they just get thrown in a box and they have to fucking fight Netero. This is awesome. This is so fucking sweet. I love this so much. And you know what's another thing I loved? They just showed what their powers did. They didn't waste like a bunch of episodes over explaining what their powers do. They just did it, right? Like, oh, the fog, he did the fog stuff. They went through a portal, and then they were locked in this room, and then Netero just, used his fighting abilities to beat the shit out of them. It's like, that's awesome. I just had in my notes that episode 90 sucked because they talked a lot about Aura, so there you go. The king shows up. He looks like a combination of Frieza and Cell. I think he has awful design. I think he looks fucking terrible, but I did like him appearing. And he just like, Peggy's gone, Turtle Guy's gone.
Would you look at that? I just so happen to have my trusty handkerchief with me.
I did think it was bullshit that while I think Colt is one of the nicer, better ants, he is not a good person. He has helped hunt down and kill humans and feed them to the queen. So him just being forgiven like that, just like, hey, here's a free pass for Moral and the other guys, that's retarded. Like I said, the ants have free will. You know what I mean? Like some of them like would kind of disobey orders, or they would kill humans for their own amusement. So like they can kind of do what they want. So it's not like he was this automaton robot. You know what I mean? Maybe he felt a strong impulse to serve the queen, but still he did it, right? And he just can't be forgiven for that. Just like automatically, just like dust your hands, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't know, that was bullshit. Like more like morality I hate with the show. Also, I really like Knuckle and Shoot. And I'm like, Knuckle, he kind of has like a dumb design. I thought his hair was obnoxious, but he's not that bright. But he does his best, and he has some good moments. And Shoot, he's fine. Like, I liked him in his, like, Yuppie fight. Palm is kind of boring. And, yeah, Knuckle and Shoot, they're cliche, but I like them. I think the bankruptcy guy is funny. Like, oh, my God, my fucking goddamn escrow payment went up again. I am getting close to bankruptcy. The most powerful ability in this show is usury. It's compound interest. That's fucking deep, bro.
It's time. You have accrued interest.
Come at me, fool! If you just stand there, you'll go bankrupt anyway!
Like the look on Gon's face when he goes bankrupt. Like, I have this face every time I go grocery shopping, and they got those smoothie things that are like banana and strawberry, and they're like $10 fucking, and I won't pay that amount. I'm not gonna pay that amount. And like people at my store, they steal fucking Tide Pods, and now they're behind like that security display shit. And you think they're gonna shell out $10 for this? And like that shit is never on sale. It's never on fucking sale. But I have the same face every time I come in, and they're not on sale. And it's like, what was I expecting, But every fucking time. It's like, what's the government going to do if I won't pay my mortgage? Like, what are they going to do? Like, I don't know. Like, it's getting to the point with escrow shit that, I might have to rope a couple dog crates together And, you know, it's not just a house, it's a home. Like, it keeps the rain out, the ATF. Like, I don't know, what are they going to do if I just stop paying taxes too? Like, come to my dog crates and shoot me? Probably. Anyway, back to Hunter x Hunter. So the King's here. We got in episode 93. This fat dude makes cat girls dance for him. I like him. The King compares humans begging for their lives to a pig or a cow, but this is a bullshit comparison. Pigs and cows are not intelligent animals. If they were complex like us and then we still went on to eat them, that would be really fucked up, but we don't do that. We don't have like life on this planet. Like, you know what I mean? Nothing does that. Like, if a chicken said, hey, don't eat my eggs, okay? And then we still did it, it'd be like, whoa, hey. I don't know. It was a bullshit comparison. I'll say that. In episode 96, the mummy guy from the Phantom Troop, he talks. He looks really weird. And I'm like, this was what the wait was for. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth it. He makes music with his body holes. I don't fucking care. You got people there that are trapped as monsters forever, and they can only just be killed by the Phantom Troop, and that's just fucking awful. So what you would think is Killua's sister with the troop is actually Killua's brother, because this is a boy. And I don't know why this show does this, but whatever. This is supposed to be a boy. So there you go. Continuing on. Alright, so like they're gonna like, we gotta stop the king before like the sorting process and shit. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Killua saves this octopus dude. I fucking hate this guy so much. I think his name's Ikalgo or some shit. He pretends that these guys haven't hunted down and eaten human beings before. So saving him is so dumb. It wastes so much time. There's this horrible Dart episode. It's miserable. It's fucking miserable. But there's some cool stuff going on with like Moral and Knuckle, and I'm like, I like them. There's like some training stuff, and it's like, that's all cool. And then the palace invasion starts on episode 111. And the king during this time, he's like playing board games and shit with that little blind girl, Kumugi, and he's like building his humanity up. And like, I'm kind of liking this. Like, I'm enjoying it where it's like he's putting limits on himself. And he's like losing, and like this is forcing him to grow a bit. He's not like the best guy. It's something. I did like him saying that she could ask for anything, even his life, and he didn't even realize it. I like kind of that, like him tearing off his arm. That was cool, all that stuff. But the palace invasion starts at episode 111. And I thought maybe we'd be here for like 10, 15 episodes to wrap it up. Oh no, I was wrong. We go for the entire arc. It ends at episode 136. Holy fuck, I was wrong. So like, I thought the invasion was kind of cool. Like Netero riding in with the Zoldyck like grandpa. That was sweet. Another thing. In episode 106, Nove is like setting up portals around the palace. And he says that there's about 500 human beings on each of the 10 trees outside the palace, because he's got those trees just filled with humans. 500 times 10, 5,000 on the trees. And like they had only processed for one day, like the sorting. So that means like 495,000 humans are dead. And I guess these humans in the trees, they die as well, because they don't get mentioned after like the arc, or at least I don't think they did. Maybe they did, but I think they're also dead. But they've killed 495,000 human beings at least right now. It's probably well over 500,000 because of all the humans that they ate before for the queen, and just like other humans that the Chimera ants have just randomly killed. So while the king is being built up and his humanity is growing, they've already killed 500,000 humans at least. You know what I mean? I like the fights with Shoot. I like Knuckles' fight, like him running up, punching Yuppie, and then squealing as he gets away.
Wow, I'm pretty awesome. I don't think my mind has ever thought this fast before. And I'm still in the middle of my punch. Hold on. Wait, isn't this that thing they talk about? Where time feels like it's going slower and slower? Right before you die? I did it! I did it! I did it! I'm done! I can't do any more! Crap, I almost died back there! I even saw the pearly gates! And now, I've got to get Shoot to a hospital! Yeah! I hit him 8 times! Yeah! Woo-hoo!
all the time. The time though sucks, where it's like only 3 seconds have passed, and I'm like, bullshit. You know what I mean? Like the amount of crap that would happen, and they would be like only like 6 seconds have passed or some shit. Like that was off. That was definitely off. Nove got PTSD, but he still comes in to save some people, so that was nice. Palm has been changed into like a half chimera ant weird thing. Sucks to be her. Like they've wasted so much time like looking for her, and she didn't matter. Like I don't think she really did much. Their asses beat, and Knuckle makes the bankruptcy guy go away, and that's annoying. And like they've been training and doing all this, preparing for so long, and all their power, and they can't hurt them at all. They can't hurt Yuppie, they can't hurt Poof, they can't do anything against any of the Royal Guard. It made it very, very boring overall. Like I liked some of it, but it's like, okay, like our characters literally can't do anything. It kind of sucked. Yeah, it honestly was like pretty shitty and annoying, because like it doesn't even feel like they're doing damage. You know what I mean? And I don't think they really did damage. Like I thought at the very least, if they just threw everything they had at them, like they would be able to like kill Yuppie or something, but they would like lose 2 or 3 guys in the process, but they don't even get that far. So it's just like, I know it's supposed to be like every arc you have like an impossible villain that you'll never be able to match in power, right? But it's like also just kind of annoying, because it's like, okay, what are you supposed to do there, right? Because if you're not going to defeat them, then I guess you have to do some ass pull, or like they just get to live on as villains or whatever. Kalgo, so many episodes are wasted on that fucking octopus running around the bottom floor of the palace, and I don't give a shit about any of it. I give no fucks about any of it. There's an entire episode which is just the octopus and the wolf, and I don't give a fuck about it. Oh man, it's stupid. Oh, let me know, what is the sad music that sometimes starts at some of the at the beginning of like the Palace Invasion episodes? I'll play it, but I could not find it in the OST. If you know what it's called, if it is called anything, let me know, because I have no fucking clue. The King and Netero stuff, that's kind of interesting and cool. Like the King, while he's grown in humanity, he says that humans can be given like a preserve or something, like a nature preserve. He still wants to like eat humans, you know, but they'll be like selective or whatever. They have a cool fight. Netero ends up dead. He's got like the big golden hands thing. That was neat. Netero like punching for years while standing in place. That was cool. Like that's shonen stuff that I think is really cool. Apparently all the palace fighting was over in 30 minutes. I think that's bullshit, but whatever. Netero dies. He activates the bomb, and it's like, aren't humans just awful? And it's like, no, not really. The ants are way worse. Like, it's not comparable how much worse these ants are than these human beings.
Were humans really so different from ants?
Yuppie spares some of the guys like Moral and Knuckle back at the palace, but once the bomb has gone off, he's like made up his mind that we're going to go there and we're going to kill and defeat all these humans. You know what I mean? So like, while they've grown, quote unquote, they haven't really grown. They still want to like slaughter humans. So I people like overhype that, oh, the humans are becoming more like the ants and the ants are becoming more like the humans. Yeah, but it's like really clumsy and it's not done very well, because the ants have done so much horrible shit that the humans really can't compare. Yuppie and Poof, they scream sire for a whole episode as they kind of like, I don't know if I should describe it. They give the king their essence, right? They give the king their essence, and that was terrible. At the palace, there's that one like girl that was hanging around like the lion and the weird owl guy. She's okay, and there's that guy who got like his fucking legs all fucked up.
You don't look so good, Director Bezeth.
No, I can't move my legs.
This looks dangerous. Let's just go.
Please wait, don't go. You can't leave. If you do, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, no can do. There's no way I can move all that stuff.
At the very least, call someone to help.
I told you no already. I'm trying to get out of here ASAP. You'd better keep your promise, or I'm gonna kill you, okay? Treasure, we're off to find some treasures.
So Kite is dead. He can't be brought back. Like, his soul is missing. and Gon has an entire breakdown, and he like does some like crazy shit somehow to like turn into like his most powerful form. And Pito has like a little humanity here where Pito apologizes but still has to kill Gon. You know what I mean? So it's like while Pito shows like a little humanity, it's also like I still have to murder Gon, right? I do wish that Gon had known Kite for longer, like more than a few weeks tops, because I felt like maybe his reaction was too out of place. Like I know that Kite is in episode 1 in like the first chapter of the manga, but in here he's not. And I feel like, yeah, he really should have been in this one too, but like they should have had more time bonding. And like I think there would have been a stronger reaction if like Kurapika or, you know, Leorio was killed or someone else that they had just known for a lot longer. I get that he's like a tie to his past and his father, so there's that. But yeah, it just felt like a little out of place. And it's like, of course, Killua's not going to be one to die because it's the Gon and Killua show. So that wasn't going to happen. But Gon just like beats the shit out of Pito. There is bullshit morality in episode 133. This really pissed me off. I really hated this crap. The ants are not like humans. You know what I mean? They don't have families. They don't make art. They don't do anything good. They conquer, they eat, they slaughter. Isn't that humanity? The Redditor says. No. 99.9% of ants have been irredeemably evil just because a few ants who've done fucked up shit, some of them kind of sort of regret it now, doesn't make up for all the fucked up shit that they've done, right? I think that most humans and humanity is good, but all of the ants are evil. And I'm not saying that humans don't do bad, evil, fucked up shit, but not at the rate that the fucking ants do. We would have gone extinct a long fucking time ago if humans like behave like ants behave. Yeah, but I hated that quote from Palm that they're worse than the ants somehow. And I'm like, okay, did the humans make like the big tree of like corpses? Have they killed like over 500,000 people, like a small number of them for this? I understand that they're trying to compare like a few like terrorist groups blowing up bombs in major cities and killing, X amount of people. I think it was like 2.5 million or something, which is more than the ants have killed, I guess. But the king is literally plotting to still go on with like his world conquest, and that would be tens of millions, hundreds of millions, billions of humans dead. So no, humans aren't worse than the ants because like the king maybe might create a better society, sort of. That's just bullshit. It's really dumb. It feels so forced that the author was trying to like make this comparison. And I'm like, okay, what did Netero do that was as bad as the king? Nothing. What did Gon do that was as bad as like fucking Pito? Nothing. So it just felt really forced to me.
What we're doing is ruthless. We're no different from the ants. No. We are far worse.
So the royal guard dies from like the disease stuff, and the king plays Gungi with the girl who is aged quite a bit in a couple of days. It was a little weird. It was a little odd. Like Kumugi was like a little girl when she showed up like 8 days ago, and now she's like showing midriff and everything. I don't know why, but I guess it's an anime thing, so that was weird. And they're like playing the board game again as they die. And it's like, isn't this the most heartbreaking scene? I'm like, I can like show you the image of like the trees full of human corpses because 500,000 humans were killed for this guy. I can keep pointing to that. You know what I mean? I'm never going to give a shit about this dude when he's killed so many humans. And just ultimately, the characters don't do much in this arc because even if Gon didn't like power up and defeat Pito, let's say Pito just went back to the king, Pito would have died from the disease as well. So it wasn't even necessary for him to do what he did. You know what I mean? So it's like, I get that's like subverting expectations or whatever by like, oh, in this shonen, like our characters don't just power up and defeat the big bad guys. But I'm like, okay, then you have like a bullshit bomb that just conveniently wipes them all out. So whatever, I guess. They weren't needed. You know what I mean? It feels like weird to have a show where it's like our characters' actions are not needed. So I didn't love that. Episode 136, it is bullshit that these ants get to walk away. Like the blobster guy, the koala dude, it's all bullshit. The little girl ant, she could be allowed to live because she's innocent, right? She hasn't killed anybody, but I think the rest have to die. And the anime was trying to go for like, it's this sweet ending or whatever. But think about this. Like, you're the mother, your little girl and your little boy are dead. They were eaten alive. And now you have like an ant monster child as a replacement. It's fucking gross. She will never belong, not really, like, probably never have a family of her own, because like, who's really gonna want to be with her when she looks like that? And it's like, outside of like your really small village, like, she won't have a place in like the outside world. And I'm like, that sucks. Like, it's good that she's like alive and you can have like a family again. It's not like this super positive thing, you know what I mean? Oh, and the entire village just like, it's like, hey, Blaster, you should join us. And I'm like, he ate people. There's that. He ate people. I did have a crazy theory. I had a super crazy theory that humans might actually lose here, because people were like, you know what I mean? Like, you hear the hype online, like, this is the greatest arc in all of anime. And I'm like, holy shit, is something like really insane going to happen? And like, humans are going to lose? And then like, the king goes through with the sorting, and like and most of like humanity is now on the brink of extinction. And like years later, they like fight for the king's amusement. And it's like, I don't know much about Mortal Kombat, but I had a friend explain it to me once. So I'll give you a poor rendition of it. So like in Mortal Kombat, there's this dude, Shao Kahn, and he's like from this place. It's either Shadow Realm or like Outworld or something. And like, he's like conquering all these different realms. And it's like the Elder God's really pissed off. And he's like, hey, Shao Kahn, you cannot invade the Earth because the gods said no. But if you have a fighting tournament called Mortal Kombat and your people win against the humans, then you have the right to conquer Earth. It's like, cool. It's like, I think they have to win like 10 Mortal Kombats in a row. And then, and then they get to conquer Earth. And that's like the Mortal Kombat game series. But I thought it would be something like that, where it's like humans are just like bred to fight for the king's amusement. And it's like they have this one like nature preserve, and they're just like training and becoming more and more like chimera ants over time, and becoming more powerful enough to defeat the chimera ants themselves or something. But that didn't happen. Instead, we just had, hey, here's a bomb. By the way, it solved all of our problems. Also, Gyro is apparently another ant that we have never seen before, but he got reincarnated. And some of the ants are now going to look for him. That was just really weird. I thought Gyro was supposed to be Meruem, but I guess not. The ants become human and the humans become ants, but I don't think it's that good. Like, no human is ever as evil as the ants are, ever, period. You know what I mean? It's like, if we're using the example of some really bad humans commit these acts of terrorism with these bombs, and you use that to compare all of humanity, that's bullshit. Like, most humans don't like rape or kill or do any of this other like really bad shit, but like, all of the ants do. Like, literally all of them, or 99.9% of the ants have done really bad shit. So it's not a good comparison at all. The election arc. I thought this was going to be about Mr. Leorio and the gang coming back together to find a cure for Gon. Instead, it's a ass-pull magic shit wish girl. Aluka Zoldyck, who is super important to Killua, and conveniently, Killua has never mentioned this person before, ever. Nanika is like a dark continent creature thing who possessed Aluka and crap. And another weird thing is some people call Aluka a boy, but they're actually a girl. I don't know if that's a translation thing or what's going on with that. But so Killua is going to go grab the magic girl to go cure Gon instead of Leorio. Like, legitimately, all the memes aside, I actually do like Leorio and everything, and I thought Leorio, this was going to be his arc. Like, he had been training like his Nen abilities to like heal people because he wanted to be a doctor, right? I thought this was going to be about him trying to heal Gon, and like the others are there to help him. Maybe they go together to like go get ingredients and like learn new abilities or some shit, all in an attempt to like heal Gon. But it's none of that. I thought that was shitty because I thought this was his time to shine. You know what I mean? But he's just kind of a joke, so that sucked. And the outro in the election arc, there's all four of the boys. They're all together, but doesn't happen in the show. Where the fuck is Kurapika? That sucked. The 12 Zodiacs are here because they need a new chairman. And I thought they were awful because apparently it's like canon. They changed their appearance like surgically to match the animal zodiacs. So I thought that was terrible. Just like really bad, like kind of the anime shit I absolutely hate. But Gene is here. In episode 140, we got Leorio, Melody, and Moral. My guys, like I really, yeah, Melody's back. That was sweet. They're at the hospital. We got Leorio punching Jin, and that was cool. But he's just been gone for so long, man. And I really don't give a fuck about like the Zoldyck family dynamics or Aluka or any of this shit. Because it's just like, I don't care. I do not care about any of this stuff. But we do see Goto again. And I like the coin butler. He was sweet. Hisoka kills him. So there's that. And yeah, they're just running around. Like none of the election stuff is interesting. Like at all. None of the election stuff is interesting. And then Kila's just bringing like Magic Girl to Gon, and then Magic Girl heals Gon, and I'm like, okay, I guess that's that. You know what I mean? Like, it could have been Leorio, and he's like getting the gang back together, and they're gonna save their buddy Gon. Like, they all had to get together to go rescue Killua, and now they have to all get together to go rescue Gon. But, of course, we don't have that because this is the Gon and Killua show. It's not about the boys. It's not about the boys. Oh, and all the election crap. Like, Rat wins, and then he doesn't. He wins or he drops out of the race once he wins, and he gives them exactly what they wanted from the start. What was the fucking point of any of this? What was the goddamn point of any of that shit if he was just immediately going to give up? It was so stupid. Like, such a waste of an arc. So boring. And so, also we have Kite, and Kite is apparently alive. And of course, Kite has been reincarnated as like a young woman/girl because, of course, why not? With this show, there's a lot of that stuff. I don't really get it, but hey, there you go. And since this is actually Kite, I strongly dislike this. I really hate this. It undercuts the Chimera Ant arc. It undercuts Gon's breakdown completely, and Gon's breakdown led to him like doing this crazy thing and then becoming like super ill, and only Aluka could save him. So it's like you've completely cut that away by Kite just being alive and okay, because all of that sacrifice, all of that struggle was for nothing if Kite is just fine. So that was very bad. I thought that was pretty bad. In the second to last episode, that one pink koala is alive, and he talks for about 9.5 minutes. In the second to last episode, we have 9.5 minutes of this character talking that no one gives a shit about. I don't fucking care. They're trying to make it like he regrets like all the people that he killed, but like he was having fun doing it. Like this feels like a retcon thing, and I thought it was just awful. Just character I don't like. Here's another Chimera Ant. Killed a bunch of humans, but I guess they get to live, right? Dumb. 148, Jin and Gon, they talk on top of this world tree about the Dark Continent, and that sounds all like cool as fucking hell. And I'm like, awesome, dude. That sounds fucking amazing. Kurapika is a piece of shit friend who didn't show up for Gon. And yeah, I got confused in the outro. Is Goto alive or dead? Because there's one of those weird fox things from the Hunter exam arc that's there and like does a thumbs up over a grave. I don't know what any of that shit means. So now we're moving on to the bad movies, and we're going to be pretty fast with these. We have Last Mission, which is a movie set in the past, so we know that no one important can die, and this takes stakes away immediately. We have like a weirder art style. Like I'll just have like one image of it, but just like it looks awkward when they sit down. Like, I don't know, it just feels like weirder and like worse than the show. These people show up and they're like have Ohm and shit, and it's like anti-Nen, like malice. Leorio is a joke character in this movie, so I was not a fan. I kind of question, like, because the world doesn't seem to know what like Nen is. It's like a secret, you know what I mean? Like it's on the down low. But all this shit is happening on live TV and it doesn't exactly make sense. The Hunter Association knows that normal men would stand no chance against Nen users, but they still allow like normal human like cops and soldiers to be sent in to die. That felt really like weird because I'm like, these guys don't stand a fucking chance against them, but whatever. Leorio at least gets to run in and save Kurapika. That was something. Kurapika says he isn't like these guys and wants to fight for his friends, but That's not what happens at the end of the show. That's not what happens there. You ignore that phone call, you piece of shit. Killua, like, talks to this, like, dead girl's body who's, like, keeping Netero all chained up and shit, and he makes her cry, and it breaks her hold, and then Compassion kills the guy, and he turns into dust. Why was Hisoka here? Anyway, yeah, that was the last mission. Very fucking bad. Phantom Rogue. Oh, all right. One thing, they're doing like a little intro for the Phantom Rogue movie. You have a great shot of Leorio. You have an awesome shot of Leorio. I loved it. Perfect. You really captured the character. You got a little flashback with Illumi and Killua, and Illumi just murders 3 children for no reason. I just hate that. It's just like the most like edgelord crap you can do. That sucked. Apparently there was like a sighting of a Kuroda clan survivor, and it's like I knew nothing about the movie going in, and I'm like, that sounds really awesome. I'm really looking forward to that. But the kid ends up stealing Kurapika's eyes. We have the boys. Everyone's kind of together for this, and they're like on the hunt to try to get Kurapika's eyes back. We have Hisoka watching a sleeping boy, and he licks his lips as he does so.
It's you!
That aroma.
You know, my dad used to look at me like that, and it's like, it's not rape if the person doing it loves you. Like, I don't care what the courts say, or like the cops, or that judge, or that fucking counselor. They didn't know shit. Like, it wasn't rape, and like my dad's gonna get out of jail soon, and I'm gonna graduate high school, and we can be a family again. But anyway, here's Retz, and Retz is like a little puppeteer chick who's pretending to be a boy, actually a girl, whatever. We'll just go with it. And they have an older brother who also like likes puppets, and I'm like, okay, you're related to the bad guy because they both do puppet shit. And of course, there you go. I thought the movie would be more about Kurapika fighting like the Phantom Troop. It's not. It's really not. It also doesn't do much for like Kurapika and Leorio. It's still kind of the Gon and Killua show. They just kind of steal the spotlight. And then at the end, Killua stops Kurapika from killing the puppet guy. And I'm like, this is really gay. And instead, Retz kills her brother instead. And the troop shows up. And there's no fighting between them and Kurapika. And I guess it's because he was weak from all the fighting. But still, it was a big nothing. And then Retz, who's like a puppet, also like kills herself. So yeah, there you go. I'm gonna talk about some stuff I looked up about the manga because I was just kind of curious to see like where it went. Like I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue. So apparently the 2011 anime goes up to like chapter 338. They're like up in the tree in the manga. There's 400 chapters overall. I've decided I am not going to read the manga since it's unfinished, just because I don't think it's ever going to be finished. If it does get there, then maybe I'd read it. Sure, why not? But until then, I just don't want to waste my time like reading a bunch for a series that's probably never going to be finished. Dark Continent is like the latest one and it's unfinished. Or actually, they're not even in the Dark Continent. Because like I was talking to some friends who'd seen the show, and we were talking about it. They're like, yeah, man, I read some of the manga. And it's like, oh, like the Dark Continent, that sounds like really awesome. He's like, yeah, they never get there. And I'm like, wow, that sucks. Because it's like, it sounds like fucking sweet, dude. Apparently, they're in something called the Succession Contest arc. It sounds confusing. There's like a royal family thing. I don't give a shit. And there's like Guardian, Spirit, Beast, which just sound like more stand shit. Melody is in this arc. She's still alive, which is cool, but she doesn't have her body restored yet. And I'm like, that fucking sucks. She's like such a good, like nice person, and I really liked her. And man, like I just hope like it would be really gay if she just died without like being restored. So it just feels like a bunch of uninteresting crap for like 62 chapters. Oh, Hisoka and Crollo, they finally fight. Hisoka loses, dies, apparently brings himself back to life by going, oh, my rubber nen. Oh, my rubber nen. Everyone's favorite character, Hisoka. And apparently he's alive now, and he kills like 2 crappy Phantom Troop members. It's like Ugly Face, it's like Boring Face, and like Mophead. Apparently he kills those 2. I didn't bother looking up anything else. Like I looked up the troop a little bit, and like, they mutilated the children of the Kurta clan in front of their parents to make their eyes like extra extreme or whatever emotional, and these villains are just too edgy. They're just too evil to live. You know what I mean? And like apparently they had like a childhood friend who was killed and mutilated, and now they just do a bunch of like horrible shit. It's like, I don't fucking care. It's like you pushed villains way too far for you to redeem them, and yet in Japan you do redeem them. Something that kind of reminded me of is this Kurosawa film. It's called like Hidden Fortress, right? And I'm not going to talk about the whole movie, but basically there's like this samurai, there's a princess, and there's like two like followers, like servants of them. And towards the end of the movie, the two follower servant guys, they attempt to rape the princess, and the princess fights them off. And then like the next time they see each other, like, and then the next morning, the princess is leaving, and the two servant guys, they're all just like waving each other like goodbye. And I'm like, you act like these two guys didn't like legitimately try to like rape you. It's weird. Japan is just a little fucking weird with that shit. And it's like, I don't really fucking get it at all. Other stuff in the manga, like Gyro, the evil lord guy, is an ant, and he might be in Meteor City doing shit. Gon can't use Nen right now. He went home to Whale Island. Kurapika is doing a bunch of stuff for the Succession arc. Leorio is also there. Killua is with Aluka. I would say just overall, this forgiveness crap, like no matter how evil, no matter how fucked up, how much fucked up shit someone does, like they can just be forgiven. Sucks. It's awful. It reminds me of this comic Invincible by Robert Kirkman. Same problem. One, it's a very, very mediocre comic, like pretty fucking bad. But two, they also do the same shit where you have characters do like unforgivable crap, but then they're forgiven. It's like, fuck off. It doesn't work. The Nen stuff, it feels like Mistborn. Just, I fucking hate it. Just explaining, over explaining, and then you just keep explaining. Don't like any of that. Did care for a lot of characters like Moral, Melody, the boys. Like there's a lot of like good, interesting stuff in there. The morality is just way fucking off though for this show. So I don't know. It's kind of how it is. I did look up merch for characters. Oh, I was also like, when I was looking up images, be careful. Like I just searched up Hunter x Hunter Hisoka. You get some weird results. You get some weird fucking results pretty quick. It's like, here's Hisoka. And like, you know, like Killua's older brother, like the one guy with the eyes and the pins and shit. Yeah, and like that's not even like the weirdest shit you can find. And I'm like, I wasn't looking for it, but it was right there. But in terms of like merchandise, like, you know, you got some characters with like those otaku lamps, you know. I did see one with Leorio, so that was fucking sweet. There's a lot of Hisoka merch, and it's just weird to me, like, he is a pedophile. Like, he is like legitimately a pedophile in the show, so that's just weird. I wouldn't wear a t-shirt with fucking Hisoka on it. There was one place with a Leorio jacket, you know, we might do that. There's one place that had socks for Gon, Killua, and Kurapika, and of course everyone gets socks except for Leorio. Like Kurapika gets some socks, but there's no Leorio, right? Like Leorio's not anywhere in that fucking store, really. Like I don't get it. I just don't get it. But then like I was thinking about it, and it came to me. They don't have any Leorio socks because they're completely sold out because he's so popular, and they have back socks for all the crappy characters that no one likes, like Gon, Killua, and Kurapika. That makes sense, dude. It makes so much fucking sense now. I was worried for a moment. Like, what does drip mean? This is one of the merch stores. One, they all claim to be official Hunter x Hunter merchandise stores, but this one says, we got the drip. What the fuck does that mean? Anyways, boys, I don't really do like anime, manga stuff on this channel. Not too much, but some anime or stuff you could check out is, you know, one anime that's really good. It's about a father working a crappy diner job in Maine, and he kind of hates his life, but he does it all for his daughter. He's just trying to give her a good life and do the best that he can. It's this awesome character drama. It's like a 3-hour little mini-series thing. Empire Falls. Now, you might be a little confused because like the animation quality is a little off. This is how anime used to look. So give it a shot if you're looking for a cool anime. Empire Falls. I'll shill Gungrave as well. That's a cool show. It's like a gangster thing. I will say skip episode 1. Like if you haven't seen Berserk 1997 before, skip the first episode. It's a flash forward. It's not necessary. It spoils you on some stuff. Just start with episode 2. And then I'll also shill Technolize. I fucking love Technolize. Check out the dub. The dub for Gungrave and Technolize, they're really good. So I always go with dub anyways, but check those out. Those are great. And Technolize has so many just like cool characters. Onishi, Yoshi, Mr. Sagimura, Toyama, you got Shinji, you got Kawakura. Everyone is like literally, it's just full of our guys, the show. It is our guys, the fucking show. It's great. Check it out. If you like Tonpa, if you're a Tonpa fan, and I know you are, you have good taste, that's why you're on this channel, you will like Mizuno. Mizuno is fucking great. I love him so much. He is a Tonpa-esque figure.
You don't get it. Why not?
Did you get what he said?
Not one single word.
Well?
I'm telling you that I'll make sure you won't lose anything from it.
So then why are you here?
Because I'll be the new head of the Organo.
So that's the video. You can just click off. Otherwise, I do have a little thing to promote, and I like putting this at the end because I know it's annoying to like put it at the front. But I wrote a book. It's a dark fantasy story. It has a lot of Irish mythology. It's called Dualahan Samradra. It's supposed to be the first of 4 books. It's about this young girl named Neve. She finds this man and this disembodied head. They're called Dualahan and Pig, and they don't have any memories. And there's this war going on in Ireland. There are these like monsters and all this stuff. And she sends them on a mission to go find her father while all this stuff is going on. It's kind of like, I don't know, found family. It's kind of a darker story, but if that sounds kind of interesting, you could check out chapter 1 for free. I also have a link for you to purchase it if you want. I have some of the artwork on the screen now. There's 14 interior illustrations, and yeah, if that sounds interesting, you could give it a shot if you want. Anyways, that is actually going to be it from me. We'll leave you on this note that I think Hunter x Hunter is kind of popular with women. It like kind of is, like these Fujii Yoshi women. I think they like this shit. And I'll leave you on the note, all of your heroes will one day be turned gay by women. Goodbye.
Bye-bye, Claw Claw. All right, you can go now.
Wicked woman! Wickedness! What's this? Augustus will